watching Where Are They Now with your host, Dianne Hart. Now here's Dianne.
Good evening. I have a phenomenal man in this studio with me tonight. When you talk about a genius, we are talking about a true genius. And that gentleman is Mr. Demetrius Krayon Nabors. He has influenced the entire gospel, jazz, classical, and blues. He is a two-time Detroit Music Award winner, armed with a bachelor's and a master's degree in jazz studies from the University of Michigan. Good evening, Demetrius. How are you?
Good evening. Thank you for having me.
I was just blown away reading your bio. I'm like, wow, am I equipped to do this tonight? So let's just get started. Tell me a little bit about where you grew up.
Detroit, Michigan. I grew up in the area of Linwood, Rosa Parks, in that area. I played at a church that's right across the street from Aretha Franklin, New Bethel. I am homegrown all day long. Yeah.
So how young were you or how old were you when you got into playing your instruments? What all do you play?
It's funny because I started learning piano. Piano was the last instrument I learned at the age of 14. Before then, I played a little bit of violin, clarinet, trumpet, baritone, drums, before I touched the piano. Once I touched the piano, that was it. It did it for me, and I never went back to anything else. I think learning those instruments helped me to learn how to breathe when I'm playing the piano, because those instruments are wind instruments. You have to breathe and, with your phrasing and all that. So I believe that transferred to my piano playing, the way I play.
Did you take music in school? What school did you attend?
I was always in a band in, grade school and middle school. I didn't start taking formal lessons until I learned the piano. The lady at church, God rest her soul, her name is Ms. Barbara Denard. She taught four of us, because I learned how to play by ear, even though I read a little bit, but with her, it was by ear. So I learned the scales and all that. And then I think in my junior year in high school, I took formal lessons, jazz lessons with Charles Bowles, which he's still here living. He's a bad piano player from Detroit.
So you started really early.
Dianne is late, yeah.
14 was early.
14 was late back then because people started when they were 2, 3, 5, 6. And I started at, when I was 14 playing the piano. So
yeah, but you'd already played many instruments before the piano.
It was just a hobby. You're a kid. You just excited about playing anything. It don't even matter.
So any instrument will do.
Any instrument would do at that time, yes.
So who do you think really influenced you the most?
God rest his soul. My uncle-in-law, his name was Larry Nix. He was a gospel musician. And when I heard him play the organ, that influenced me to play the piano and play the organ.
You were blown away with how it sounded, huh?
And I was blown away by the way he played.
How many songs have you written? Do you write all of your own music?
I do. I write all my music. I've been blessed that I do a lot of composing, a lot of arranging. God has given me that gift. Some people in our family have talent, but no one ever pursued it professionally. For me, I'm really the one that stood out and I pursued it. My goal was not to become a professional musician. I was just using it as a hobby, as a way, when you're in high school, you work your summer job. Instead of working summer jobs, I used to play at the church and, get paid for it. That's all I was doing. It wasn't my goal. My goal was to become a CPA because that's what I've always loved and try to play basketball.
So did you take any math courses in college or any accounting classes at all in college?
So that's another story that you don't see on my website. But if you Google my name, you'll see that I've been blessed. So again, accounting was my passion, and it still is. It's kind of weird, right?
No, you need that.
Absolutely. They can't get over with me with contracts and all that.
I know that's right.
When I graduated from high school, my major was still accounting when I went to college. I went through a couple of years taking accounting classes and all of that. I continued to practice. By that time, I guess I was good enough to play with a lot of different people and produce. I was like, why don't I switch my major to accounting? Because I'm traveling, I'm doing a lot of things, and then I don't want to have that glass ceiling.
Right.
So to be able to read and play by ear allowed me to go in all areas. And that's what I did. I switched my major. I was in and out of school from traveling and still doing odd jobs in accounting to stay in the workforce, keep my ear to the ground. But I ended up going back to school to finish up my music degree. So I went back to the University of Michigan, go blue, baby, and pursue pursued my bachelor's and then went right into my master's for music. And then a few years after that, I went back to school, took a couple of classes, and went right into my master's for accounting. So I have a master's in accounting as well.
Well-rounded, educated man blowing the keys off the organ. I don't know if I could have continued to going to school and doing all of that at the same time, because I know that you had to really be busy. For what other people have you written music for?
That's a task, because even my website does not represent the blessings God has bestowed upon me to play for so many people and work with. But just to name a few, I've composed songs and produced with Kim, the R&B singer. We have Larry Whitfield. We have jazz saxophonist Randy Scott, Tim Bowman, many, many more.
I'm sure.
Yes, I've played with a significant amount. I've worked with Dorinda Clark Cole, Vanessa Bear Armstrong, Donnie McClurkin, Althea Rene, Lynn Roundtree, wrote songs with jazz floaters.
They tell me, though, that you've been all around the world.
I've been somewhere.
They tell me you've been all around the world, Africa and lots of other places.
Yes, between gospel, R&B, and jazz. So I've been to Cape Town, London, Amsterdam, Johannesburg, Kirk Carr, all around in the U.S. I hate that I did not really take time to write everything down that I've been able to do.
Well, you're going to have to sit down and pen that to paper, because there's a book coming sometime in the near future.
That's the second time you just said book twice already. I've heard that countless of times, and I've just never thought about a book, but it's interesting. That might not be a bad idea. Just a nice book. Something
about your life and the blessings that you've received along the way to encourage some other folk.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you this. When you're traveling, you have family, you have children and a wife and all that?
So I am married with 3 grown children now, but back then, they were small. So by me, still in school and traveling, trying to be the husband and the dad, it was challenging. But while being in school, I didn't have to work as much, like a corporate job. I was doing music full time while I was going to school. It worked out because, my wife would go work during the day. I'm at home with the kids and taking them, dropping them off. So it worked out where they saw me during the day, but at night I was busy with music and, all that. So
that's all right. But you made it through. And the best part is the children were able to spend some quality time with their father. So I get that. But you were blessed to be able to work, at night, and your wife go to work during the daytime, so you both could spend some quality time with your children. I'm going to play a song, and it's Bounce With It. Yeah. Let me ask you this. What was the reason why you wrote that piece? What influenced that song, Bounce With It?
With contemporary jazz, my goal was to keep it up and, have a groove. So when you're getting up in the morning or you just riding, you could just bounce. That was it. That was the vibe, and that was the inspiration behind it, just to have a groove that feels real good and you can sing it, easy melody, and just groove.
How does it come to you? In a dream, you wake up in the middle of the night, you got a pencil and a piece of paper by your bedside.
So you did ask this question, right? So everyone is not TMI, but she did ask. So sometimes they come to me when I'm running, because I'm a runner as well, because I run marathons, half marathons, and all that good stuff. A lot of times that's my sanctuary. So if I'm running while I'm talking to God, sometimes a melody will hit and I have to stop running, take my phone on the voice memo and sing whatever I'm hearing. However, she did ask, okay? So don't get mad at me. Most of the time, which is so weird. Really weird. For the last few albums, majority of my compositions or the ideas have come to me when I'm in the shower. It's been so bad. Like when I take a shower, I actually have my phone, the window is by the shower where I get in at. So I lay my phone on the edge of it, because usually when I'm in the shower, for whatever reason, melodies hit and I have to open the shower door, grab my phone and sing the melody in.
I know that's right.
It's the weirdest thing. I said, you don't want to wait till I get out the shower?
No, I don't want to wait till you get out. I need you to record this right now while it's fresh in your mind. Yes. Well, we're going to listen to I Have Already Heard It. It is a jam. And then we'll be right back. Bounce to this.